Imagine the power's been out for a week. ATMs are empty, stores are locked, and people are starting to trade whatever they've got left. Now, ask yourself, what in your home still holds value when money doesn't? When cash loses meaning, the rules of survival change. Paper bills, digital balances, even gold, they all fade into the background in a world driven by food, fuel, and trust. When the system collapses, the value shifts to what keeps people alive today. And from that moment, a new kind of economy emerges, built on necessity, barter, and human condition. That's when your stash becomes more than storage. It becomes leverage. In this video, we'll break down how to build a smart trade stash before a crisis hits. The low-cost, high-value items that become real survival assets when society unravels. How to organize, protect, and use them wisely. Because when the system fails, your true wealth won't be what's stored in your house. It'll be what others need in theirs. Let's start with a simple truth. When supply chains collapse, barter isn't a theory, it's survival. History shows it every time societies falter. In World War II, cigarettes became a form of survival trade. In Argentina's economic crash, soap and medicine were worth more than cash. And when the Soviet Union fell, people traded vodka and spare parts just to get by. The pattern never changes. People will always trade what's useful, consumable, and comforting. It's human nature to find value in what meets a need right now. And that's the mindset you need to prepare with today. Don't just stock what you need, stock what others will want. You walk into your pantry and look around. There's food, tools, maybe some batteries and candles. But how much of it would someone else actually trade for when the system goes down? That's the question most preppers never ask. Stockpiling for yourself is one thing, but building a stash that others find valuable? That's a strategy. The key is choosing items that are cheap now, useful later, and easy to store. If you're curious about what fits that list, I made a full video about this topic with 60 cheap survival items that hold real value for bartering. I'll put the link in the description so you can check it out later. But for now, let's quickly go over a few to give you a solid starting point. Consumables are the real everyday essentials that vanish first when a crisis hits. People crave comfort and calories, and that never changes. Even something as simple as instant coffee or salt can buy you more than cash ever will. Things like sugar, alcohol, or cooking oil suddenly become priceless when shelves go empty and resupply stops. Utility items are what keeps life running when everything else stops. Think of the small essentials most people forget to prepare. Batteries, matches, candles, sewing kits, even zip ties. A lighter, a flashlight, a roll of duct tape. They're simple tools, but always in demand when the grid goes down. Comfort goods are the small morale boosters that carry huge value when times get dark. Never underestimate the power of comfort. Tobacco, spices, or a bar of real soap can feel like survival itself in a grim world. When morale runs low, even a single square of chocolate can be worth a hot meal. Medical supplies are the backbone of survival. The ability to treat wounds or stop infection can mean the difference between life and death. Bandages, adhesive strips, disinfectant ointments, medical gloves, these aren't luxuries. They're everyday lifesavers that others will always need. Lightweight, long-lasting, and easy to barter. Exactly what every prepper should have in their stash. Luxury and niche items are the unexpected advantage in any long-term survival plan. When comfort, vision, and warmth disappear, these small extras become powerful survival assets. Small bottles of liquor, rechargeable hand warmers, reading glasses, items that seem non-essential now can become vital later. A freezing man will give anything for a bit of warmth. The takeaway: don't think in dollars, think in desperation. What will people run out of first? What will they regret not having? Those are the things you quietly stock now, while they're still cheap and forgotten. And once you've gathered your supplies, the real work begins. Organizing them. Not just by type, but by purpose, practicality, and survival worth. In a crisis, a well-planned stash isn't just storage, it's strategy. And the way you manage it can decide whether you thrive or just survive. You've got your trade items stacked on a shelf. Maybe some coffee, soap, even batteries. But if someone knocked on your door tomorrow, could you reach what you're willing to trade without showing the rest? That's the balance most preppers never think about. It's not just what you store, it's how you manage it when it matters. In a barter economy, organization isn't about neatness. It's about control, knowing what to protect, what to share, and what to keep hidden. To make it simple, think of your trade stash in 3 layers, each with a different purpose and level of protection. Layer 1, Essentials. This is your foundation, the thing you can't afford to lose or trade away. Your medicine, water filters, fuel, and food. These stay off the table, no matter how desperate others become. They keep you independent, and independence keeps you safe. Layer 2, Everyday Trade Goods. These are your working items, the extras you've stored for moments of exchange. Batteries, lighters, soap, hygiene packs. Common, useful things that keep steady value even during long crises. They move easily, and they help you build trust one trade at a time. Layer 3, Premium Items. The small luxuries, coffee, cigarettes, alcohol, chocolate, things that remind people of normal life. They might seem minor now, but when stress is high and comfort is rare, their value skyrockets. Use them wisely. They open doors that money can't. The key is separation. Never mix what you live on with what you're willing to trade, and never show more than what you plan to part with. Because once people see abundance, they remember it, and they'll come back. Quick break here. If you're finding this breakdown useful, give the video a like, subscribe for more fact-based prepping guides, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Alright, let's get back to the video. You've built your stash, shelves filled, boxes stacked, everything ready for the day the system stops. But months pass, temperatures change, and moisture creeps in. And one morning, you find half of it spoiled, rusted, or gone. That's the danger most people overlook. Not a lack of gear, but a lack of care. When the world around you starts to fall apart, there's no second chances. No resupply, no backup store. What you've safeguarded is what you live on, and what you fail to protect is gone for good. So, how do you make sure your supplies stay safe? Smart storage starts with location. Keep your supplies cool, dark, and dry. Basements flood, and attics overheat. Find that middle ground. Steady temperature, low humidity, low attention. Use sealed bins, mason jars, or vacuum bags to protect against moisture and pests. Label everything with dates, contents, and quantity. Do it right, and your supplies will be ready for you when you need them. Rotation keeps your stash alive. It's the quiet discipline that separates a prepper from a collector. Use the oldest first, restock with fresh, and always keep the cycle moving. Swap out batteries before they corrode. Check seals on medicine and food. A few minutes every season keeps everything ready when it matters most. Think of it as your own private store, except this one doesn't run out when everyone else panics. And then comes protection. Not from nature, but from people. Don't store everything in one place. Split your stash across different areas of your home. Protection is about misdirection. What people don't see, they don't think about. And once you've built that foundation, it's time to learn the final skill: how to trade safely, fairly, and without becoming a target. Because a stash only has power when you know how to use it. You've built your stash, packed it neatly, hidden it well. Then one day, a knock on the door. A mother, holding a child who hasn't eaten in days. She desperately needs what you have. What do? That's the kind of moment most preppers never picture. Not a looter at the door, but someone desperately asking for help. It's easy to plan for defense and storage, but prepping for compassion is much harder. That's why mindset matters long before any crisis begins. Decide now where you draw the line. Keep a small share set aside for goodwill, something you can give out without revealing your main supplies. Preparation isn't cold-hearted, it's control. And sometimes, the most strategic thing you can do is stay human. So, once your boundaries are clear, how do you trade without losing your footing? That's where strategy begins. In a collapse, every trade tells a story. It shows people what you have, how desperate you are, and how smart you think. Handle it wrong, and you invite attention. Handle it right, and you earn quiet respect, the kind that keeps you safe. The first rule is simple: never trade from weakness. Don't rush, don't reveal, don't negotiate from need. The person who can walk away holds the power. That's why your essentials stay off the table. You trade from abundance and not survival. Value won't follow old rules. Money won't matter. Need will. What's rare in one week might be everywhere the next. That's why you don't rely on one kind of trade item. You adapt. Watch what people talk about, what they struggle to find, and what they'll do to get it. In the early days, food and medicine will rule the market. Later, comfort and convenience items take over. As things stabilize, skills and trust become the new currency. If you want to go deeper into how value and trade work after a collapse, I put together a playlist called Bartering and Survival Economy. It covers the skills that hold real value, how to recognize who you can and can't trust, and what truly replaces money when society falls apart. You'll also find practical breakdowns of real survival trade. Definitely worth checking out if you want to be ready before it happens. In a world where survival depends on what you trade, caution becomes your strongest weapon. Never trade from your home. Always meet in neutral ground and bring only what you're willing to lose. Keep your conversations brief and your circle small. In chaos, information spreads faster than disease. A single careless word can turn curiosity into threat. Trade in daylight and stay calm, polite, and predictable. The goal isn't to win every deal, it's to stay invisible while you build quiet influence. The smartest preppers start early. They get to know neighbors, local farmers, handymen, and hunters. They learn who's reliable and who's reckless, because trust can't be built when the world's already burning. It starts now, when people still have time to remember your name. Those early connections will form the backbone of every safe exchange later on. A few good allies are worth more than 100 strangers with full pockets. So, in the end, it all comes back to this. Bartering is about resilience. It's how communities rebuild when the system fails. And those who understand that early become the ones everyone turns to when things fall apart. When you have something to offer, you don't just survive the collapse. You help shape what comes after it. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with the people you'd want to help when times get tough. Stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next one.